saying Mike Raglan. Are you shorting it up, Rags? Maybe because you dress, you know what I'm saying, you dress cool or whatever. But they be like, hell no. And even when I rant, like I've heard people like jokingly say, "No, you a know it all." Like I don't know a lot of shit. The more that I go and seek knowledge, the more I realize it's a lot of shit I don't know.
I know you hating that I'm
It's always 1,000 Michaels everywhere, so just always be able to go Mike Rags, you know, just stuff. That's how I came up with the Rags.
My price is gone.
You know what time it is, yeah, yeah. Yo, I'm in here with my boy Luke Skywalker.
What's happening?
Always with my brother Dolo Fibonacci. I was in the shop, sidebar. I was in the shop the other day, and one of your songs came on. And they was like, "Oh man, who was that? I need to add him to the mix." I was like, "All right, bet his name Dolo." And they were like, "Well," and I looked up Dolo. It ain't on there. I was like, "Well, it's Dolo Fibonacci." Then they were like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
He was like, "Why is bro name Fibonacci?" So just for a second, just tell folks where the Fibonacci came from.
Fibonacci was a mathematician who created a sequence of numbers that he proved fact were part of every living organism. So Dolo is a single number. It's like Dolo forever. You feel what I'm saying? Plus I do numbers in many ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's hard.
Now we getting to my boy Luke. Luke, you just dropped something on the 28th, right? You just dropped your EP.
Oh yeah, don't worry. It's available on all platforms. Go check that out.
So how long have you been rapping for people who don't know?
Recording since 2010, so that's 11 years now.
Okay.
But rapping since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
So 22 years.
So what was what's the motivation behind rapping? And when I say this, I guess let me go ahead and put a preface there, because I love music too, right? But I know like rapping isn't my gift, you know what I'm saying? But I love music probably just as much as, you know, rappers who say I do it because I love music. Sure. So why do you rap? You know what I'm saying? Not do you love music? I think that's kind of understood, right? Yeah, for sure. You love music. So why do you rap? What's your purpose in rapping?
I think the inspiration came from just when I was younger, riding around with my dad. He got the Mazda 626 with the tape player playing Outkast and UGK and stuff like that. And I'm listening to what they saying. And like I fell in love with hip hop at that point. But what made me start wanting to rap myself was like any black household, if it's kids in the house and your parents got to work, they're gonna leave the oldest at home to watch the younger ones. Mm-hmm. So I had an older sister. We used to be at home playing the game and shit. And if you ever played Sega Genesis, you know on the options menu sometimes they got the soundtrack that's in the game, so you can hear the sounds that you would hear in the game on the options menu. So I go on the options menu and just fuck around and freestyle a little bit. And so my sister was like walking past one day and heard me, and she was like, "You ain't really talking about nothing, but you got you got a little potential. Just keep going with it." And that shit turned from me just rapping for her to rapping for my next door neighbors to rapping that guy in the light at the Hallelujah night plays and shit. And then I just started to take it serious from there.
So did you start so you started kind of really, I guess, publicly with the gospel rap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
And then you transferred over to...
Yeah, because my mom, she's a minister. So it's like the stuff I wanted to rap about when I was in 8th, 9th, 10th grade. I was always like writing after that point. Like I started writing in probably like 6th, 7th grade. Okay. Had a composition book and stuff. But the stuff I wanted to rap about, I ain't want my mama to hear my raps.
Right.
Kick my ass type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I got comfortable enough to let her hear what I was talking about, that's when I started recording. Okay. But yeah, I used to always just rap in the church though, for sure.
Okay. And the name of the EP is "Don't Worry."
Yeah, don't worry.
So what was the motivation behind that? Or was there a motivation? Sometimes I know artists just do it because that's just how they felt. You know what I'm saying? So what was
it came about at the time that I finished recording.
Okay.
Like I was like 5 tracks in. It's only 6 tracks on the EP. But I was like 5 tracks in, and I was like saving the files into one folder. I wanted to name the folder where the name of the tape was gonna be. And I'm like, damn, what I want to name this shit? I started thinking, the first word that came to mind was, "Man, don't worry about that shit. You'll come up with it." Like, there you go, right there. Don't worry.
Okay.
So yeah, we just stuck with that. And the picture that's on there is from when I was 6 years old at Disney World, and that kind of like signifies the time in everybody's life where it was no worries. You were just enjoying the moment. You know what I'm saying? And what better thing to do at 6 years old than run around Disney World? So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. I can figure. I can dig it. I can dig it. So this is something I want both of y'all to kind of talk about. Because I know both of y'all are independent artists from my city, which I love. I love listening to artists who aren't, you know what I'm saying, so mainstream. And I know from my city who got talent. But I also know, I think was it Dolph? I think Dolph was on $1 million worth of game with Gilly and them. I think that was the interview. And they asked him, like how much does it cost, what I'm saying, for you to really like push a hit. He was like $250,000 for real if you really wanted to be something. So just kind of, I guess, hit on for both of you all's different experiences, because I know it might look different for each artist, but what is the hardships or what comes with trying to be an independent artist? Are you ever intending on getting a deal or distribution deal, or what I'm saying? Just kind of both of y'all speak on that. We'll start with Luke first.
For me, so first question, am I interested in getting a distribution deal or not? I would say yeah. I would definitely do a distribution deal versus signing to a label, because that still like leaves me in control. I still have a sense of control and a sense of ownership with a distribution deal versus just signing my stuff over. And now y'all got control of my masters. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to for X amount of years, whatever I signed for. So I'm definitely about being my own boss and being an owner. So when it comes to that, I definitely want to stay independent, but I'll do a distribution deal. But as far as like the hardships of being an independent artist, for me, and that's part of the reason why I took a hiatus from music, was because I had to get my foundation in order. Because you got to be consistent when you're doing this music shit, especially if you independent.
Right.
You doing everything yourself.
You got to stay in their face.
You know what I'm saying? So and it take money to do that. So I had to put myself in a position where I was making enough money in order to do that. So that's pretty much where I'm at now.
Yeah, and I kind of know your story a little more. Goddamn, we kind of go through it together. But tell me, tell me what you go through. You know what I'm saying?
To be an independent artist, you have to be prepared to take the stairs instead of the elevator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the elevator is support systems and people putting things behind
machines,
you. And it ain't necessarily a machine. Just you may just have somebody who like Lil Bam and not to actually just point out anybody, like this is no disrespect, but like Lil Bam and Soldiers and the Yavos, like it's something behind them. It's not necessarily a machine,
right?
But it's a push.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And somebody that offers some type of financial backing when you don't have financial backing,
right?
Which makes it a lot easier for you to skip steps, which is what the elevator is. Taking them steps require you to just really have some patience and to be able to process all the emotions that come with the hardships of walking steps. Like when you walking up a building of steps, nigga, you gonna get tired. It's gonna hurt. Your legs gonna get fucked up on you. You know what I'm saying? But the more you do it, the more stamina you build, the more endurance you build, the stronger you get. Other than that, it's about networking and just maintaining relationships and building as many as you can if you plan on doing this shit on your own. Cause even when you ain't in their face, them relationships still to their whole value.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's a difference between doing it on your own or doing it independently on your own and doing it without any help. Like no one does anything without any kind of help. You know what I'm saying? You need, or at least if it's just, I know somebody who knows somebody who can get me here. You know what I'm saying? That's important, especially when you when you trying to do anything independent. Like if you just trying to start your own business, build clientele, like you need people who know people who know people who know people. You know what I'm saying? To help you with this, help you with that. So it's kind of like starting your own business for real. Yeah,
and you can't be afraid to fail, bro. Like failure is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody perfect. If you don't have no fucking blueprint, you shooting shots.
Yeah.
You gonna brick them hoes. Steph Curry is gonna go down as the greatest shooter of all time, and he got more misses than he got makes. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta keep shooting, my nigga. It'll figure itself out after a while. Your wrist will get adjusted, you know what I'm saying? Your muscle memory will kick in, and you'll be able to repeat some of the same successful steps versus constantly making failure steps. Like, it's all about readjusting and recalibrating once you take the L, like, cause you gonna take the L. Right. It ain't no such thing.
just touch back on that network thing. Like, I've been hearing a lot lately since I moved to Atlanta, like your network is your net worth. Yeah. So it's like you only as successful or as wealthy as the people that you surround yourself around. And I feel like that's what made it easy for me to transition back into music, because I maintained great relationships from the time that I put the mic down to the time that I picked it back up. I still made sure, to check on folks, make sure everybody was straight. I didn't go to folks just asking for shit all the time, because that can make a relationship kind of
you can wear out your shit too.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, just make sure that y'all maintaining good relationships or whatever y'all trying to do.
And independent niggas need to get over the thought that because somebody else is independent in another spectrum and you need their services that they supposed to just look out for you, nigga.
Right.
Like, bruh, you should be willing and wanting to circulate $1 through another black person. Cause they could circulate it through another black person.
Yeah,
it's like
for
group
sure.
economics, my nigga.
Nah, for
like
sure.
you feel what I'm saying?
Nah, for
Everybody making money off each other.
We
Everybody
already-
building off each other. Like
as far as like a people, we already got the most spending power, and we not even the
and
majority
we
of people
don't
here.
and,
So
and
it's
we
like,
don't
shit,
use none of that shit
really within
with
ourselves.
none of
yeah,
it. Like
within the
a
community.
very
Nah.
small percentage of that money goes back to black folks.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I try to. I told you I really made like I like clothes and stuff like that, but I was like this. I was like, man, I'm cleaning out my closet. I'm finna really start buying a whole bunch of like local dope. You know what I'm saying? Art brands. You know, I wear Broken Dreams, Breathe, other people envy, like all the time. Like I love that shit.
If you find somebody that's selling jeans around this one,
You know,
holla
I
at
saw
your
a post
boy.
on Instagram. I gotta find it, but it was talking about an app. Somebody just made an app, and it's just like Amazon, but it's only got black-owned businesses.
For
on it.
real?
I gotta
That's
find
dope.
that post.
Yeah,
like I said.
yeah,
That's
for
dope.
Sure, yeah, share that with me, cause that's really what I'm trying to be on, man. For like, for not even just on the 2020, 2021 shit. You know what I'm saying? Just on some like from here on out shit. Like really just trying to make it a point to like put a spotlight or put a shine. You know what I'm saying, on people who are doing things that are productive. You know what I'm saying? Like if they out here doing some foolery or fuckery, I ain't really finna support that. But if they out here trying to do something and just trying to make an earnest living, do it, make an earnest dollar, it's like I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I can't really not use my platform, not use my brand to try to put a light on there so they can also, you know what I'm saying, shine. Because everybody, me trying to help someone else get exposure is not going to take away from me getting exposure. Me spending my dollar with a black person is not going to take away from what I can earn. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to help them. Instead of me going to spend money at with Tommy and Polo and all them other brands, you know what I'm saying? I can go spend this money with folks I know who make, like I said, the shit dope. So it's not like I'm just going to, like, I'm not finna say if it's not quality, don't buy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna buy shit just because it's your name. Like, it has to be of some sort of quality. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like making it a real point of being deliberate, you know, that even comes, you know what I'm saying, circling back to music. Like, I make it a real point to like listen to people that, like yesterday when all the new music dropped out, the first song I listened to was the Ain't Lying by Lil Bam. Like, I was gonna listen to him first, then I went back and listened to Lil Baby, Lil Durk and all that. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the Birmingham artists first before, cause I know these other folks gonna get the spins, they gonna already get the, you know what I'm saying, the streams and the money that comes and the revenue that comes with it. So if I could just do my part, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna post it on Instagram. Like, that's just a big thing for me. And I just wish, and I just hope Birmingham in particular, like, I hope that culture kind of keeps, you know what I'm saying, manifesting itself within the creative, you know what I'm saying, community in the city.
The second part about it is though, like, we're at a point where it's a transition taking place, but they're still on the dick riding.
For real, I feel you on that.
I mean, like, they're
you.
still on the dick ride. Like, they only like you once you got it, once you on.
once
Like,
you on, yeah.
And most of the niggas that get on are the ones who are explained examples of they have something behind them. But if they didn't have that behind them, you know what I'm saying? Where would they be at?
Yeah, but
you feel me?
And I try to encourage a lot of local artists. Like I tell you all the time, and I don't mean no disrespect, man, for these folks. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's at the end of the day, if you know that's how it is, then like, you know, it's we live in a world where you can branch out without physically having to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, technology has now allowed us to be in any place we want to be damn near any time. You know what I'm saying? Get exposed. So I told you, you know what I'm saying, focus on that. You know what I'm saying? I know you do, but I'm saying, like, you can't, because I know at a certain time, you know, it'd be lists of artists in the city, top da-da-da-da-da, and they do the Alabama Music Hip Hop Awards, Music Awards, and I don't see certain names, and I'm like, I know these niggas killing.
One thing.
What up?
A lot of them folks that be making them lists don't even got the credentials.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
It just be lists.
Yeah, it'd be
Like, don't pay that shit no
favorites.
mind,
It just folks-
and don't know what the fuck really going on out here.
Yeah, for real. Like, for real, man. It's just
Crazy. But I got a question for you, Dolo. Can you define what dick riding is? Because somebody would say that you bigging them up is dick riding. Like, say me and you and Raz here, and I come on like, hey, damn, dude, I fuck with your music. Ooh, man, I want to do something with you. Raz might be like, damn, why that nigga on your dick so hard? Like, and you might be thinking, oh, I appreciate the support type shit. So can you like elaborate on what dick riding is versus just a real supporter?
What I classify as dick riding is when people hop on the bandwagon because they're being followers, not because they really just appreciate what the music is. They just hear somebody else fucking with it heavily, and they just like, oh, well, I'm finna go fuck with it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what the transition be like. Most niggas ain't sitting up here with the access to, you know, fuck with a DJ heavy so much that nigga gonna spin your shit at peak hours in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if a nigga got enough backing to do it, you feel me? Then everybody else will start hopping down on it. They did the same thing with I'm just using these names because the shit, like, it's I have no choice but to use these names. Bro, you feel me? You dig what I'm saying? Like, bro, they did it with Retro Blood. When pressure came out and the DJs had that bitch spinning their peak hours, they was on that nigga nuts. You dig what I'm saying? But he wasn't able. He didn't have no people funding him to maintain the momentum. You know what I'm saying? And it fell off. But when it came. And that shit hit the club, and it was finally on spins on his dick.
Nah, that's a. And I when we go here, I know a lot of DJ friends, so it's like no disrespect.
Shout out DJ Slug.
You feel me? Slug Ricky, you know what I'm saying? Rick the Ruler, that's my little brother too. You feel me? And I it's more. But I always have to tell, and I be real. I tell Slugger sometimes. I tell Rick, like, man. Like, sometimes the reason certain niggas that you feel like should be on or should be getting more exposure aren't is because you're not doing your job. And I don't never want to tell a DJ he's not doing the job because I'm not a DJ. Like, I love music and I listen. Like, when folks come to my crib and I'm on the aux, I tell folks all the time, I'm not a DJ. Yeah. Like, I'm playing what the fuck I want to hear. Like, I'm not here to play what you want to hear. So I know, and I've heard this from multiple DJs. Like, it's not just Lil Rick. Like, I hear this from multiple DJs. They be like, bro, in Birmingham, if you play something that these niggas don't know, they're gonna sit up there and look at you crazy. But I tell them, like, as your job as a DJ is to find creative ways to mix it in right there in that mix.
Bro, I'm not a DJ, and I could tell you a simple formula to breaking a song, cause like, when it come peak hours, once you find a BPM for that shit and a momentum that is similar and familiar to another song, you place it in between two songs, bro. Yeah. You start with 30 seconds. Yeah. First night, you check, peep the reaction. If they ain't sit there and cuss your ass out, you straight. Right. Yeah. You can't expect them to nod their heads and be turned on their first introduction to this shit. 30 seconds, you do that shit every night that you book for the first week and see what the response is. Next week you take that shit to 45. Next week you take that shit to a minute. Next week you take that shit to the verse and the hook. Next week you take it, you just keep pushing it until seeing how far you can break it. Cause eventually if niggas is tired of it, they gonna be like, hey bro, stop playing this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But if they never hit you with a stop playing that shit, that mean that their ears are they getting accustomed to it, their ears getting conditioned to it. Like, it's a simple process. Niggas just be so scared.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Of responses.
A lot of these artists stingy, man. I gotta pay these DJs, bro.
That's real
I
too.
can't go up to them and expect them to play our music.
I want
to shoot them a little dull, a little 40 piece. Come on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, that's a part of it too. Cause I know that's what I hear that from them too. It's like, but shit, some of these folks don't even be wanting to pay to hear it. They just want me to spin it. And I be like, I feel it.
It ain't shit for free. Like, nothing is for free. You shouldn't expect another grown ass man to give you something for free. You shouldn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga do it, cool. But you come in with the expectation to go in your pocket.
Right. Like, let him tell you. Nah,
exactly, bro.
But Cola Ray just did a performance. I think it was in somewhere in Texas. I ain't gonna lie and say where it was, but it just showed the video where the crowd was like just silent. But Nicki Minaj had responded to her on Twitter, and it made so much sense what she said. She was like, One thing about black folks, if they don't like your shit, they gonna boo your ass.
Or would have said the fuck down. They just didn't know who you was.
And they didn't know the song. It was a new song. She was trying to I didn't know that. She was trying to introduce a new song at the concert.
Yeah,
like
they didn't know that.
They didn't know the song, so they just trying to peep what's going on. But they still standing up, so it's like they fucking with it. Like so many folks always want applause every time you do something. Like sometimes it's just about not getting booed, if that makes sense. Like doing something enough and not getting booed till you get recognized for it and respected for it, and they be like, oh, I get it now. I fuck with it.
Yeah, but ultra sensitivity is a normality now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like people get butt hurt like this. Like, it don't take a lot for a person to like get sensitive about the reactions of another person towards what they do, or
especially if it's like a baby or something, like a craft or something that you take pride in.
It's cool to have them emotions, but you got to be able to channel that shit and understand that they bringing their honest feedback to you, because it could be a whole bunch of yes men in your corner. Now you like, damn man, I want folks that's gonna give me an honest opinion, but when you had them folks, you was butthurt. You were running from it. You were running from it. So it's like, for sure. You gotta appreciate them people that will give you that, because most people just be like, yeah, that shit fire, just get you out their face.
And sometimes too, what I hear from people is it's not that I don't want to hear, you know what I'm saying, what I need to do better. It's just some folks don't know how to say it. Well, to a certain degree, that might be true. Like some folks come off purposely trying to break you down, to tear you down, but then sometimes when you need to hear the truth ain't what's in your head. You see what I'm saying? Because if you already knew that truth, then you wouldn't need to hear it from somebody else.
You wouldn't need that.
So when they tell you what the truth is, that means, damn, this is exactly how I needed to hear that shit. If it rubs you the wrong way, but you know that person, you know their intentions, you know they not trying to fuck you over, you know they not trying to tear you down. You got to listen to that shit with, like you said, with a tougher kind of skin, because I know them. I have a relationship. Now if it's some random ass person that you don't know, you don't know their spirit, you don't know their energy, you don't know what they coming with, then I can understand you trying to maybe taking something they say like, you can. But if it's somebody you know and they know they just trying to tell you what's real, you can't. Because eventually, nigga, because I'm that friend. I'm the friend that a lot of people don't try to come talk to when they really need something, because they feel like I'm gonna goddamn going. Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit. But I do that to myself. You had Dolo. I talk about myself just as much, and I get to the point where if you like that, then I just won't say shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If folks be around me now and be like, damn, bro, I ain't heard you. Like, well, how am I doing? Now they ask me how I'm doing. Well, shit, well, they know you at really one point you didn't want that. Yeah, at one point you didn't want that.
But people take negative criticism as failure.
Yeah, for sure. not as learning points.
They take it literally as failure, and most people aren't comfortable with failing.
Yeah,
like they don't know how to process it. You know what I'm saying? Like they automatically go into this depressive ass state because someone didn't like what they had to offer. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like going back to the drawing board and just recalibrating, making the adjustments where you need to make them.
Right.
And that's just the masses. Like that ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's a very large majority of people who feel that way versus motherfuckers who just have so much confidence in themselves that it don't matter what you say.
Right.
I don't care if you think it's good or bad. Like, as long as I know the shit dope and I know that I got a purpose with it, then that's all that should really matter. I'm coming to you to just see what my adjustments and tweaks could be from a listener's viewpoint.
That's the thing about it too though. It's like knowing it's fine, but knowing it's like full of purpose. Like, because if you're doing something and it's not full of purpose, then it's still kind of it's no feeling in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a big empty. It's just a border, but it's nothing inside feeling it. So sometimes niggas can poke holes in your shit because ain't nothing inside of it that's really. So sometimes people get defensive. Like, even if they know they shit good, if they ain't really doing it with no purpose, or they ain't got no real drive, or, you know what I'm saying, intention.
Yeah, it's like pouring water into a laundry basket.
For real though. So it's just like you really have to be true to yourself, know why it is you're doing what you're doing, and understand, like you said, like, I'm gonna fail sometimes, I'm going to lose, or I'm going to have some negative pushback, some negative feedback. Like, you can't get stronger in anything without resistance. Like, there's no way to get stronger without resistance. Like, no way. I don't care what you look, no way. So it's just Like you need that too. People can understand that when it come to working out physically, you know what I'm saying. But you can't understand that when it come to like working out your mental or working out your spiritual. You know what I'm saying. So
It's a muscle too.
yeah, for sure.
You gotta understand that everybody ain't hating on you either.
Yeah, for sure.
Just cause somebody tell you something,
They don't like
agree
your
with
shit.
Yo,
Sometimes y'all just be ass,
And
like
it
for
ain't-
real.
it ain't for
Sometimes y'all ass, but
it ain't always for everybody.